Greetings. Welcome to the calm zone. Today we are gonna roast Ida Bexelius uh, and her list of what you should never do in Stockholm. Avoid talking on the phone on the metro. If you have to, try to keep the volume down. No one's interested in your conversation. Well, to use a bit from your second quote, for the love of God, do not uh, do not do this. It's true. Swedes get really irritated by this. That's exactly why you should do it. Things that you do that are for your own pleasure are often someone else's hell. And that's just the way it is sometimes. Sometimes there's a win-win. You can hug a beggar on the street and give him a 20, and you will win because you showed him some affection and he will win. That's another thing. Sometimes win-win exists, sure, but sometimes it's just about pleasing you, pleasing yourself. That's okay too. And for her next one, don't leave your rubbish everywhere. If you're having a picnic in the park, take it all with you when you leave and throw it away in the nearest rubbish bin. They are easy to find. Leave any place in the same condition you found it. I love this one as well because even though I strive to do this in the daytime, of course, there's gonna be some time where someone hasn't done this, and it's not the end of the world really. We have park people getting a job from people not doing this, so if they are smearing down the beach and everywhere, they get to work with this. So it creates jobs. It's kind of like hiring someone to clean your apartment and instead having an hour to your kid and an hour to yourself. It's a good thing. It's okay. Don't smoke in the near proximity of strangers. This is really funny as well, I think. I'm allergic, and my dad smoked a lot when I was a kid, but I still don't mind if people smoke near me, because I can always move, and they need their smoke, and I might need to move out of there. But you always have the the option of just moving a bit yourself. So stop bullying smokers, please. Smoking while you're sitting outside at a cafe is considered particularly rude. We're sitting out here to enjoy a nice fika outside. Because for the most of the year the weather doesn't allow for it and we don't want your dirty smoke in our lungs. Yeah, but well, if you don't want dirty smoke in your lungs, maybe you should go Japanese or Chinese and have this thing over your mouth when you're, because there's so much fuming from all the diesel motors anyway, so you're gonna get sick either way. So stop bullying the smokers. And I'm actually a non-smoker, but I just feel that it's uncalled for, because that smoke might be the thing that gets them through the day. So when you tell them not to do this, you are judging them. And of course you can judge things, but it doesn't make society better. Don't cut through a queue. I love this one. I'd say cut through queues. Go Russian style, and just it's okay if people dislike you, because at the end of the day you want to get to the front of the queue, right? Or you could just go there a bit later. But it's like catching a train. Sometimes you really want to catch the train, and I often go by this approach that I don't need to catch the train. I could take the next one. It's often a good idea just to wait and postpone it a bit. So this one, she has a bit of a point. It's not that important to get there first, but you can cut through a queue. It's okay. it's a free country. Uh, People might not like that you do that, but then again, why is that so important to you, Ida Bexelius? Don't pay for things in cash. If other methods are available, it's most common to pay for things with a credit card, but there's also this app called Swish, which used to pay for things with our phones. Much simpler and more convenient for everyone involved in handling cash. Well, this is also kind of if you think about it, there are people, older people that likes handling cash. There are people who don't like Swish because it's too easy to get to the bank account. Some people have problems keeping money, and they have diagnosis and everything like that. And then it's a bit better to just have cash, and you limit yourself to that cash, and then you don't use anymore in best case scenario. Swish has the big downside that you use more of your money. So I'm okay with Swish. It's a tool, but cash is okay too. Cash is okay and Swish is okay. It's kind of like paper versus digital. Research has shown that IKT actually affects the environment more than printing out the paper and then going and recycling it. So if you use that paper for every time you're gonna check that thing, it's better for the environment than turning on your computer and searching for it on your mail. So that's also something that needs to be debunked, I think. So I just bring that up here as well. Yeah. Don't catcall women on the street. No one does it here. No one wants to have it done to them. No one likes it. Just don't. Well, okay. Ida Bexelius, you might not like it, and some people may not like it. Some women may not like it. Some may like it. How do you know that everybody does not like it? It's not like you've done empirical research on this. Maybe you talk to your closest friends in your little bubble, and yeah, sure, you might not like it, and some guys may not like doing it. Some guys may like doing it, and some women may like hearing it. As a general rule, don't strike up conversation with a stranger if they look busy. Also, don't talk to strangers on the train. It may be a bit awkward to just sit there, but it's just what we're like. This one is really dysfunctional as well. I think you should definitely connect with people if you have guts to do it. And if they don't, they don't have to connect back. That's cool. But I think this one is particularly silly, and I think Swedes are really ute och cyklar when it comes to this one. When passing through the barriers into a metro station, don't dawdle. Have your ticket ready and move through as quickly as possible. This one is just silly as well. I'd say ask for help and be helpful as a non-foreigner or visitor. And some foreigner, there's kind of a she's using foreigner almost like a derogatory term, almost like she's using the word nigger or something. Don't act rudely towards beggars. The presence of beggars is an affected issue because it's a problem. This one I actually agree with. I think you should definitely act neutral or nice towards beggars. I try to do both of those things. I try to treat beggars like people. I try to talk to them. They say hi to my son who's about to go 2 years old, and at first it was a little bit of a fear that I get over, but then after just realizing that it's just a person in a shitty situation, you can definitely show some humanity instead. You don't have to give money if you're not for where the money goes, but you can just treat them as a human being. That's a good thing. Don't shove your religious beliefs down people's throats. I think this is really funny because she's shoving her beliefs on what you should never do in Stockholm down people's throats. And I don't think you should shove your religious beliefs down people's throats necessarily, but it's a free country, so you can do that. So, and you can make this list what to never do in Stockholm, so they can shove religion down your throat. You know, you can't really stop them from doing that. You can say no, thank you. That's kind of what the thing you need to do. Please take off your shoes when you enter a private home. If you ever been here during autumn and winter, you'll understand. No one wants to have wet snow, dirt, and gravel dragged into their home. Yeah, this is actually a class question. If you come from lower class, like working class, people tend to do this, and it's nothing wrong with that. And if you are better off, you tend to have a home that's maybe cleaned by someone else, by cleaning service, or you clean more yourself, but you tend to take off your shoes. So it's actually a class issue. So don't discriminate people just because they don't take off their shoes. They are in their full right not to do that if they don't want to. And putting up signs with like "don't take off your shoes" in supermarkets and swimming places are kind of silly. I think I respect it because it's a public area, but I don't think it's really that bad to keep your shoes on if you want. I think you should do what you want. I'm a liberal in that sense. Don't go to IKEA on Boxing Day. Well, I can't disagree with this one. Don't have any reference there, so I usually avoid IKEA because they're not good for the environment and they are crappy in quality. I usually buy something a bit more pricey and think that I think it gets paid over time because it's much better quality, so I can keep it for a lot longer. So this was my little roast of what you should never do in Stockholm list. And big hugs to Idia Bexelius for the inspiration.